Good evening and welcome to your Saturday's news package weekend report on the Nigerian Television Authority Nta Ilorin. I am Kehinde Omolosho. An outlook of tonight's package. President Muhammadu Buhari departs Nigeria for United Nations Conference on Least Developed Countries. We have a compilation of reports on the presidential and National Assembly elections. Our focus on the discussion segment will be an assessment of the 2023 Presidential and National Assembly elections. My guest is in the studio to do justice to this topic, plus updates from the world of entertainment and sports. All this and more shortly. Do stay tuned. President Muhammadu Buhari is scheduled to depart Nigeria on Saturday for the 5th United Nations Conference on the Least Developed Countries in Doha, the capital of Qatar. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, in a statement, noted that the official trip follows an invitation by the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. The event holds once in a decade and provides an opportunity to garner the support of the international community for accelerating sustainable development in the LDCs, as well as assist them to make progress towards achieving prosperity. In Doha, President Buhari will reinforce Nigeria's commitment to supporting the most vulnerable countries to meet their development challenges, highlighting areas through which the Nigerian government has provided them with various forms of assistance over time. The summit aims to share developmental ideas and mobilize political will, solidarity, action, and solutions to transform the LDCs by finding sustainable solutions to various challenges as they struggle to deliver on sustainable development goals by 2030. The challenges to be addressed, according to Garba Shehu, includes poverty, food insecurity, hunger, weak or non-existent infrastructure, inadequate health facilities, and climate change, among others. The president is expected to return to the country on Wednesday, March 8. The 2023 Presidential and National Assembly elections held on Saturday, February 25, were not without some hitches in Kwara State. Nta Ilorin news crew monitored the exercise in the three senatorial districts, and here is a collation of the reports.
Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak arrived his Idigba country home in company of his wife, Olufolake Abdulrazak, other family members, and some government officials. After casting his vote, the governor commended the electoral process but decried late arrival of voting materials in some parts of the state and reports of beavers machines not working well in other parts of the state.
The security situation is good. The security agencies are doing their best. Things are calm. Like the last election, things are calm. Minor spots, but basically the late turnout of INEC is affecting the voting pattern. So I hope they'll stay long enough for everyone to vote.
He commended the professionalism of security agencies and large turnout of voters. Similarly, former Senate President Bukola Saraki voted at his family house in Agbaji, Ajikobi ward in Ilorin.
When I was the Senate President, we had pushed for the electoral bill amendment to bring in technology. Unfortunately, it didn't happen in 2019. I've seen some of the elections like in Osun and places like that. It's a great development to bring in technology, and this is the right way to go. That ensures that the people's will and wish is what prevails at the end of the day. Turnout is good. People have been patient. People are calm. So I just hope INEC just play their own part and make sure that all the necessary materials are there so that we can catch up and everybody has the opportunity to vote. You can see the excitement. People really want to vote.
Raliat Ibrahim, Nta News.
Although most polling units in Kwara Central did not begin accreditation on time, this did not discourage eligible voters as they all waited patiently for the accreditation to commence. The beavers malfunctioned initially in Okeogun Ward, Ode-Akaraje, Ode-Amode, Ibagun Ward in Okelele, Magajingeri Ward in Baboko, and Ajikobi Ward, while some voting units also had issues with late arrival of INEC officials.
Materials arrived beyond the time. It arrived here at about 11 a.m. and then the beavers was malfunctioning. So as I'm talking to you, the voting process is very slow by polling units. And that's why you see a lot of people are still keying up even at the sun.
I commend them, but the only thing I observe in my own polling unit is that they came late. Instead of them to be here around 8, they came in after 9. And we started putting 5 minutes to 10.
So far, so good in my work here. Everything has been orderly, organized, and peaceful. So I want to encourage other polling area, other wards, other local governments, and even other states to emulate that spirit of sportsmanship.
Assent to Electoral Act of 2022 really helped the process, and the process is commendable. To some extent, it's peaceful. Logistics problem really nearly caused a setback to the job of INEC. So I urge them to be more proactive in the area of logistics issue.
The NNPP logo is there on the ballot paper, but not the name NNPP. And that can create a lot of confusion for people. I don't know how INEC is going to resolve this, but it is something that is likely to generate controversy in the nearest future.
75% to 80%. It's always peaceful like this in Ilorin and generally in Kwara State. And that is why the state is known as State of Harmony.
Turnout was very impressive, even though accreditation became a problem because we discovered that the NYC officials were not properly trained to operate the system. But the turnout was massive. People are very eager, and I think this looks good for our democracy.
We still find that some areas are still congested, where we have some polling units where they are just 20 in number. You have some other areas where they are above 700, and they can work on that so as to decongest the polling units. But so far so good based on the report, the agent and everything, it has been well conducted.
As at the time of filing this report, some areas in Kwara Central were yet to commence voting. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
As early as 7:45 a.m., prospective voters were at Market Center Arimope and Ayedun to cast their ballots. At Ayedun Market Square 001 and 002, voting could not start as expected due to issues with the beavers.
By now, voting should have started, but I've spoken to the people in charge. They said the technical guy is on his way to come and fix the problem.
We are waiting for the beavers. They said they have a login problem. They are expecting a code.
INEC officials there telling us that the beavers is having issues with logging. They're having issues with logging, so they can't do anything.
The exercise was, however, devoid of issues at Omuanan, Oro, Okeonigbin, Ajashaipu, Ofa, and Ojoku, with the aged and women giving priority to cast their ballot first. The voters commended INEC for the use of beavers for the elections.
I will urge all electors to be calm, to be orderly. They should, respect decorum, and most importantly, they should not forget that this is their civic duty.
It gladdens my heart that we have a device that can detect overvoting, that can curb rigging, and give the confidence to the electorate.
I must congratulate the President Muhammadu Buhari, for coming through with his promise that this will be a peaceful and smooth electoral process, and it's been like that.
The INEC officers are doing fantastically well. The security are doing well. They are playing their role as expected, as prescribed by the act, by the law.
Anything, any dispute, any harassment, nothing. The election is free and fair.
It became doubtful if Wasila Suleiman would be able to perform her civic responsibility, as she had issues locating her polling unit.
I am coming from a far distance to cast my ballot because I want Nigeria to be better.
Foreign and local observers are impressed by the conduct of INEC and security operatives.
We are currently on the election day now, so we are observing. We're still continuing our observations throughout the day.
Elections have been conducted accordingly peaceful and free.
Collation of ballots was yet to begin as at the time of filing this report.
The long-awaited day, no doubt, had come for the electorate and indeed the people of Kwara North Senatorial District of Patigi and Edo local government areas of Kwara State to elect the various candidates of their choice into power through their votes. This was noted in the turnout of people at the various polling units visited by NTA in Songa, Laviaji, Edo local government and Patigi in Patigi local government areas, respectively. Among the early caller at the polling unit in Laviaji was the Emir of Laviaji, Muhammad Kodukau, who came out to exercise his franchise at the poll. The PDP gubernatorial candidate, Shuaib Abdullahi Yema, also joined other eligible voters to cast his votes at Kuchita Primary School in Songa.
My assessment of this particular polling unit is everything is fine. There's no violence. There's no any untoward action up to this moment.
That will be the process of verification of your name and accreditation. The process goes once. Here you accredit, then you cast the system first come, first serve.
I'm okay. All we needed to do was just to educate our people, which we did. So everybody has brought out his card. They're following the line. They're listening to INEC officials to make sure that what they're doing is right.
The process of the election is quiet. We are okay, but like the problems we are facing now, which I've just drawn my attention to it, is the logo of the party. Like New Nigerian People's Party, you will see the logo and the name of the party is not there.
I think fine. It's fine. I like the process and the procedure. Very smooth. In spite of little hitches experienced by some voters, the exercise, according to them, was free, fair, and credible. Abdullahi Elewetu, NTA News.
You're watching Weekend Report on the Nigerian Television Authority, Nta Ilorin. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it will be time for our discussion segment. Stay tuned.
The pain of war knows no tribe or religion. War engulfs everyone, rich or poor. Homes are destroyed, emptied by the darkness of war. During war, everybody loses, nobody wins. The innocent pays the price of our ego with their blood. They are badly affected by a decision they didn't make. Dialogue is the only way out. We are stronger together. We should never separate. We are one Nigeria. Our oneness, our strength, our beauty.
And cut! Me, wait, don't they hungry?
Emi Ghana, oyin ti fẹ́ máa kọ́ mi.
Everybody knows say I be real person, even for my acting. Now original. Enjoy my people. As now they see me so, I know they joke with anything where they bring rich flavor, total nutrition, and great taste. Like my Checkers custard make 3-in-1, the Totorica, Banga, and rich custard.
Can someone get these two out of my set now?
Good thing good, I beg. I no go lie. This na custard.
Checkers. Na custard be that.
You're welcome to the discussion segment of Weekend Report. Our topic of discuss tonight is assessment of the Presidential and National Assembly elections. My guest is in the studio. He is Dr. Kabir Bello Yesbit, a social commentator and public affairs analyst. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the call.
Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission has declared the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as winner of the 2023 Presidential and National Assembly elections with over 8 million votes. What is the assessment of the whole electoral process?
Thank you very much. The first thing is that I have to appreciate Almighty Allah for the swift election, because I recall I witnessed the post-election violence of 2011. After the emergence of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and I also saw what happened before then. But after this election, this is about a week after the election, and everybody is still moving swiftly, moving within peace and not in pieces. So I have to appreciate Almighty God. But having said that, we also have to look at the number of registered voters the number of accredited voters. I think INEC told us that the registered voters is about 80 to 90 million.
No, 97 million.
Yes. While the people who collected their PVC is about 80 something million.
87.
Now, the president-elect, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, won with over 8 million. The runners up over 7 million, or let me say approximately 7 million. Why the third 6 million? If you had every of this together, it's not up to 20% of the total people who collected their PVC. And at the end of the election, I analyzed of 80 million, we have nothing less than 20 something million that elected our president-elect. It shows that there is voter apathy, and there is vote apathy. I watched the result from one of the ward in Kwara State here, Okeode 3. I think the total number of registered voters and who collected their PVC and who came to accredit was about 5,000. And the people who determined who won in that ward was just about 1,000. That is to show you the level of their councillors. So this is the election. The election that is coming on Monday is the election that will bring the government close to the government. But if you now have a kangaroo election, a wishy-washy election, where the will of the people would not materialize, would not come to fruition, then democracy is going to extinction.
Now, you talked about INEC being more independent. How do you mean?
Yes. INEC being more independent in the areas. You see, the National Assembly complained about the humongous budget brought by President Muhammadu Buhari on behalf of INEC. But when they saw some of the technological know-how, INEC said he wants to instill so that the election will be free and fair. They approved the money. But we have the beavers, we have they said they will upload INEC result online, but today we don't have it, and it reduces the independence of the INEC. Now people can now tell you that there's manipulation. I saw some from EC8A, the one that will be at the polling unit with polling unit officer with the PO and SPO. I saw a lot of red barrel, green barrel. That is, you understand, where it should not be. So all of this is making INEC questionable. And also at the same time, I think the Electoral Act gave that during the coalition, national coalition, when the INEC chairman will be the one that will release the result of who become the presidential elect or what have you. Now, during those processes, I think INEC chairman should have the should get the feelings of Nigerians. What are the feelings on the street? Are Nigerians okay with the coalition so far or not? But we woke up on April 1 to see the result that has been announced, and the Electoral Act gave INEC chairman the space to have the feelings of those people who voted, who contested for the same position, to also have the feelings of Nigerians to know whether they are okay with the election or not. But immediately, INEC chairman announced the result. But today, we can only say there's a presidential elect. Anybody who is not okay with the outcome, with the way the INEC chairman has been able to play so far as the INEC chairman, with the way INEC commission has been able to play so far, and with the way the electoral processes has been able to play so far, let them go to court. But another challenge is, do we really believe in the court of, do the common man believe?
Let's leave that for the process to be followed. Now, there are so many upsets in this election. One surprise is an Okada rider winning the seat of the Federal House of Representatives. 6 governors lost their bid to be members of the upper legislative chamber. What other surprises did you observe?
That's not the only surprise. You said surprises.
Which other ones did you observe?
The president-elect has been the jugular of Lagos. Let me use that as in the control of Lagos. The political control of Lagos has been in the hand of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You saw how Peter Obi won the same Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu landslidely. You saw how Peter Obi won in the north in Plateau State, and you saw how in River State, how APC and PDP, that River State happens to be the PDP stronghold from 1999 till date. Yes. And you saw what happened because of the G5. So because of the G5. So coming back to the Okada rider, even in 2019 in Kwara State here, we saw someone who is just a roadside vulcanizer, and he won. So we'll continue to see changes because people are becoming sensitized right from 2015. And that led me to this another point, that if you look at the Okada rider who won, he won on the platform of Labour Party.
Yes.
So that means APC and PDP is not the only two parties. It used to be a two-party processes before. If not PDP, PDP. If not APC, PDP. But today we now have more Labour Party even in the National Assembly. We saw the result where Labour Party won some senatorial districts.
Yes.
All the 3 senatorial district, and we saw it. So we are happy that it's no longer a thing of APC or PDP, and it means it's no longer a mean of financial money bag. Who can spend more? People are now saying that you may not have the money, you may not have the financial way without. Do you have what we really want? Are you closer to the people? Are you reachable when we have problems? And the people are now becoming more sensitized.
All right, moving on now. Let me ask you this question. Now, well, I've been given signal that we should round up. Well, a few days to the gubernatorial and state assembly elections. What's your advice to INEC, the political parties, and the electorates?
To INEC to be more independent and more transparent. See where there are challenges in the area of the beavers. See where there are challenges with the area of their manpower, their staffs, and quickly clean their own, so that this will be more fair, credible than the previous. Now, for the electorate, vote, not fight. Do not sell your conscience. Vote for a credible candidate, so that in the next 4 years we will no longer be in the shouting, the economy is poor, the security is poor. We will vote for someone who we think can do us better, who will also bridge the gap between the governed and the government.
All right, we'd like to sincerely thank you for coming on the program. We do hope when next we call on you, you avail your presence.
Thank you very much. I will come whenever you invite me, and I think it's a pleasure being invited. Of the 200 million Nigerians to be invited to come and speak about my country, I think it's a privilege.
Thank you very much. And moving on now to entertainment news. Nigeria superstar Rema has added another colorful feather to his hit, as international hit single Calm Down is now eligible for platinum certification. Tanitoluwa Agbanyi has details of this and more from the world of entertainment.
In a post, Chat Data revealed that Rema's international smash hit, Calm Down, was now eligible for platinum certification in the United Kingdom. The single has enjoyed huge digital success as it has accumulated over 1 billion streams across all platforms. It also holds the record for the most viewed Afrobeat music video on YouTube. Grammy-winning producer Rexy has released a new single titled Call My Phone, on which he features sensational Afrobeat duo Ajebo Hustlers. Ajebo Hustlers bring lay captivating melody and smooth lines over a punchy amapiano beat. The single is laid up to his album, which is set for release on March 9th, 2023. Fast rising act Spyro has decided to bring more goodness to his fans and music lovers with the remix of his infectious song Who Is Your Guy. Spyro disclosed on social media that he featured the Afrobeat diva Tiwa Savage on the remix of his song. He went on to appreciate Tiwa Savage for her support so far. Tanitoluwa Agbanyi, NTA News.
And now, sports. Olympic Eagles head coach Salisu Yusuf has called 30 players to camp ahead of this month's Africa Under-23 Cup of Nations final qualifying fixture against Guinea. Olufemi Olaleye has details of this from the world of sports.
All invited players reported at Abuja yesterday ahead of the contingent's departure to host the first leg of fixture against Guinea at Lekan Salami Stadium, Ibadan on March 22. The list included 4 goalkeepers, 8 defenders, 10 midfielders and 8 forwards. Also, Everton coach Sean Dye has played down reports that Alex Iwobi is unhappy at Goodison Park. Reports from media outlets suggest that midfielder is unhappy at Everton and Fenerbahce are interested in signing the Nigerian before the close of the Turkish transfer window on Sunday. Meanwhile, Nigeria's second-ranked table tennis player Edem Ofiong is confident of winning her first ever Club European Cup Women's Table Tennis title this season. Edem currently placed 154 in the world, helped her Italian side recorded a famous 3-1 win over Titi Grand Covry in the first leg of the European Cup Women's Table Tennis Championship semi-final in France. Speaking ahead of next month's second leg clash, the 4-time Olympian who lost all her sets to Samson Lee said she was delighted to be part of the feat the Calgary-based team has achieved. Olufemi Olaleye, NTA News.
Sports Update concludes our package on Weekend Report. Do have a good evening.
For more news and programs, you can visit our website at www.ntailorin.com.ng. Download the NTA Ilorin app from Google Play Store on your Android devices. You can also watch our news on NTA Ilorin YouTube channel.